Okay, you can
Shh. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Two Funkles and a Niece. I'm Kia. We got Funkle Ray, aka Kumo D Jr., and we got a special guest, Nicole. What's
Mm.
going on, y'all?
and nothing. What's going on? And I want to say it's actually today. It's two nieces and a funkle.
Yeah.
We can switch it up like that. Big Rob is he's not available today. He's taking a vacation day, you know. So what's going on with y'all?
Yeah,
Nothing.
we chilling, y'all.
Y'all
Nothing.
chilling?
Enjoying.
How y'all
I'm
doing today?
I'm
What's going
enjoying
on
this
today?
beautiful Saturday out here, sunny, nice. You know.
It's beautiful out there today. You know, y'all normally get 4-5 feet of snow up
Yeah,
until July.
it's clear skies. The sun's out. It's a little bit warm. We got a chill in the air, but yeah, it's beautiful.
It's good out here in Texas. You know, it's been a strange winter, but nonetheless, it's probably gonna be what 70s, maybe 80 today. I got the AC on, so that should tell you just how nice it is out here.
Listen, ACs cost money. Open the windows.
Girl, I ain't got no. I got one window. I keep my window closed. I don't want none of them Texas bugs flying in here. But anyways, y'all, we got a great show for you today. We are going to talk about Will Smith smacking the I don't know what out of Chris Rock live at the Oscars. I don't normally watch the Oscars. I didn't watch the Oscars, but this was the time to tune in to the Oscars because Will Smith went Philly on him. Crazy, right, y'all?
Yeah. I didn't watch it either. I woke up from my nap and saw it was trending on Twitter. So I went and just went and been like nosy, and then from the week on until today, everybody's still talking about it.
Yeah, everybody doing videos on it. Kind of like what we doing. So let's just look at what happened. Let's see the action, y'all. Getting a little strut on. Woo! Damn! Mm-mm-mm. That's crazy.
Mm. Yeah, you heard that? Dang.
He smacked him back to New Jack City. New
He
Jack
slapped him
City, Chris Rock.
back to Pookie.
For
That's what he
real?
slapped him. He slapped him back to Pookie.
Yes. So let's talk about it because I don't think anyone expected that. Nicole, what are
You
your
know,
thoughts?
you know, just everybody has their limit, and like I said on my TikTok, Will he's been getting the jokes, the memes, all that whole situation with Jada and her side dude, and there comes a point in time where you have enough, and somebody keeps constantly attacking your wife, especially Chris Rock, knowing that he's been doing it for years.
Mm-hmm.
You got to let people know, hey, you want to defend your wife, defend your family, and that's just what it is. And especially being that they all was in front of their peers, that's even more embarrassing because you making fun of a man and his wife in front of your peers, in front of both of y'all, all three of y'all peers actually. So
I feel you on that. Uncle Ray.
Okay. See, I have a fair amount to say about it. I hope I don't want to take up too much of the show, but I do have a fair amount to say about it. Because starting from the beginning, I am a Will Smith fan. I like Chris Rock, and I'm a Will Smith fan because I follow Will Smith since he made those Parents Don't Understand, and I Think I Could Beat Mike Tyson. I liked him since then. So my thing is this: I'm disappointed in Will because what he did, that whole situation could have went left. What if Chris Rock would have attacked him when he turned his back? What if he would have hit Chris Rock and Chris Rock would have fell and hit his head? And that could have turned into a really bad situation. You, he was being unprofessional, in my opinion, because a lot could have happened. That's like someone coming to your job. Just close your eyes and picture the job that you have or would like to have or want to have, whatever. And somebody just not liking the way you doing your job and come in and slap you. There's no, in my opinion, no defense for violence. You can't say, because you're defending his wife. His wife wasn't in imminent danger. There was no danger to her. Look how far they was, and it was only words, and it wasn't even words hostile or anything like that. So I can't condone that. And anybody who's justifying it, anybody who's giving Will justification for it, you cannot say that you don't condone violence, because there is no middle. Either he violently hit Chris Rock or he didn't. There's no middle. There's no gray area. And we all know he did hit Chris Rock. So you can't say, I don't condone violence, but then this is acceptable. It's not. Violence is not acceptable, because there'll be times in everybody's life where you may need violence. You may have to use violence to actually protect yourself. This wasn't one of those instances. Because if he would have brushed it off, if he just because Will Smith laughed, actually. If he would have just brushed it off and nobody would have remembered it, this would have been one of those jokes that just disappeared with the laughs. But the fact that he made it a bigger deal, now everybody's going to jump on it. Every comedian is going to test that and go, I'm going to joke about Jada. He put more spotlight on Jada than anything. He put more spotlight on her condition because Chris Rock never mentioned Jada Pickett's condition. He never mentioned that this was a haircut joke. He just made a joke concerning G.I. Jane, and everybody gave Will Smith justification for hitting Chris Rock. Oh, he was talking about her alopecia. He was talking about her haircut. So Chris Rock never said either one of those words. He just said G.I. Jane. And I don't think he deserved to get hit while he was doing his job. It was harmless. He wasn't hurting nobody. And you can't say, oh, you can only take so much. If you walk on a train and you take a seat and somebody walk up and slap you because that's the seat that they wanted to take, are they justified in slapping you? Somebody go, oh, no, he wanted that seat. That's why he hit you. They're not justified in hitting you. Because that violence is no good. And then these same people that's justifying it, Will Smith doing it because they like Will Smith, it's going to be in the next Stop the Violence movement. So you can't condone one form of violence and then say, I'm against violence. And, I don't want to take up the whole show talking, but that's how I feel. And I think he put more spotlight on her condition for comedians to attack, which they will, just because of his actions, than what would have happened. And Kia.
Well, at first when I decided to watch the video, at first I thought maybe it was a joke. And then once he sat down and he started cursing, what did he say? Keep my wife.
Yeah.
Beep. Okay, said that twice. It was serious. For me, I don't believe he should have hit him, smack him. But at the end of the day, in that moment, he felt the way he felt. Still not saying that was the right approach, but he felt the need to protect his wife at that time, because he may have felt, and Jada may have felt, that low-key Chris Rock was trying to take a shot at her because of her autoimmune disease that she's suffering from, alopecia. Yes, I got that right. Yeah.
You just said it like you was Puerto Rican. Alopecia.
I was just trying to make sure I say it right. Now, my issue is everyone is trying to tell everybody in that situation, in that moment, how to feel. Telling Jada how to feel. Telling Will how to feel. Telling Chris Rock how to feel. And it's like, if you weren't in that moment, how could you tell her how to feel or what she perceived to be his joke? Now, Chris Rock, he made a movie about good hair, about our hair. So he should have known better. Oh, he said he didn't know. I believe he was well aware that she did.
And just to piggyback off of that,
Mm-hmm.
him making that documentary, now there's a actual clip surfacing of him on the Oprah show talking about that same documentary. And as Oprah showed a picture of herself as a young girl with her hair, he called her a slave. So this goes back to being, we can't be, as a black community, try to fight for our hair, try to fight for our community, but we have a man making anti-black jokes against our own women, and while he's promoting a documentary trying to support our women. You see how that contradicts itself? You can't say, "Oh, I'm promoting my documentary about good hair, called Good Hair for Black Women in their hair," but then you call Oprah a slave because she has big braids in her hair as a little girl. You know, so that's just my, like, to piggyback off of that, because you said that and it just made me think of that.
Mm-hmm. And then
Okay.
with Chris
Well,
Rock, he's even made one
that
moment, one
still
moment.
doesn't justify violence. He wasn't protecting her. And if everybody is saying that he was talking about her alopecia, okay, he was talking about that. He never said that. He never said her hair. The people defending Will's position introduced those outside entities, introduced alopecia and Jada Pickett's hair. Well, Chris Rock never mentioned either one of those things.
Well, for me, I mean,
They
I
give
didn't.
it the excuse, and I'm sure he's like, "Thank you very much," but the bottom line is, it didn't warrant violence of any kind, because, like I said, you can't say I don't condone violence and then saying what Will Smith did was okay, because that was still a violent act. Nobody have to die for it to be violence.
That's true. And again, for me, I don't agree with him slapping him. But again, in that moment, he felt the need to respond that way. And we don't know why. It could be something deeper. Everybody is speculating on exactly why he smacked him. And it has something to do with, things that's going on in their relationship, the affair with August. We don't know. We're just all on the outside acting like we are on the inside of their relationship. At the end of the day, I don't agree he should have slapped him, but in that moment, he felt the need to. So he's the one who has to stand up and justify that. There's a clip showing Jada laughing after. I don't necessarily feel that's the right reaction, but I mean, again, I can't tell her how to react, but when you act, you got to deal with those consequences. And right now, Jada and Will are experiencing the backlash. Chris Rock handled it well, in my opinion, because I don't know about y'all, but somebody slapped me, we gonna be rolling around in them streets. We gonna be rolling around all over the damn floor. They was gonna have to shut the whole.
And that's what I mean by things could have went left. What if Will Smith would have turned his back, because he took his eyes off Chris Rock totally? What if Chris Rock would have ran and kicked him in his back and kicked him off the stage? Now, who would have been right? Who would have been wrong?
True. And
who would have been right? There'd have been, oh, Chris Rock is wrong for kicking him in the back, but everybody is saying how right Will Smith was for hitting and taking up his wife and slapping Chris Rock. So you can't say in the moment, because in the moment, what if that's how Chris Rock would respond to getting hit in the face?
Yeah, and it would have just been a brawl at the Oscars. It
would
have been a brawl.
They would have been turned all around and go, well, Chris Rock did what he had to do because he got hit. Or would people still say, well, he was protecting his wife, so it was okay for him to hit Chris Rock?
Yeah, and again, everyone has their own views on, and pretty much everyone has their own opinion and they have their position on this. You have some people who are on Chris Rock's side, some people who are on Will Smith's side, and I don't think there's anyone on Jada's side. But nonetheless, if Chris Rock would have reacted, I wouldn't have been upset, because again, when you are physical with someone, you got to expect physical back. So if you're violent towards someone, there's a chance that they may be violent back. He handled himself well. Again, after, Will was cursing, for a second you can tell Chris Rock really didn't know what to say, and then he, got back into that comedian mode and carried on. But some people feel like it was deeper because of the whole G.I. Jane, and she has G.I. Jane, Demi Moore shaved all of her hair off in the movie. Jada's is suffering.
So did Sigourney Weaver.
What?
Sigourney Weaver shaved her hair off in Alien, right?
Okay, but
that's not the movie.
That's not the movie that he quoted. That's not the movie.
It doesn't, that's not justified. It just doesn't.
I mean, again, I'm not saying it's justified, but I'm just trying to go into the mindset.
But do y'all see the pattern with it? It's white women. It's bald white women. And then when it came to that G.I. Jane joke, it came out that Amy Schumer, a white woman, wrote that joke for Chris Rock. And him as a black man, knowing that he made that documentary, seeing how black women go through their trauma with their hair, still decided to make that joke. So it all comes back like, yeah, Will shouldn't have slapped him, but we can't be out here trying to fight against white supremacy as a black community, but then we are condoning the same things that they use against us. It don't work like that.
Well said.
I hear the point y'all making. Now, all the individuals that on television and everything that is standing up because they're saying that you can't let talk about black women, black men. We got to defend our black woman and stuff like that, right? I hear it from so many people said it so far. Okay, now about a week ago, we had an African American woman who was sat in front of the Senate. And she defended herself, fighting off of white supremacist senators that tried to tear into her, tried to tear down her character and everything. And not one voice other than Cory Booker was the only black man who stood up for her. Other than that, white and Caucasian individuals stood up for her. Where was this black community that keep talking about black men standing up for black women? Because there weren't too many black men that stood up for that black woman.
Maybe not in that moment, but
it was on television, so it was broadcast like throughout the United States. So everybody saw that, and probably more people saw that than saw what was on the Oscars.
All right, quickly. Let me cut in. Let me chime in. So, okay, now you may have not seen any black men and women standing up for her at the Senate, because obviously we're not representing at the Senate based on race and so many other factors. However, if you were on social media, there were black men and women who did stand up for her, and then you had other black men and women who were making it more about some other things, who she was married to. And I'm like, look, I don't care who she's married to. If she's qualified to do the job, she's qualified to do the job. But there were black men and women who voiced their opinion, as well as white men and women who voiced their opinions and their distaste for Ted Cruz. He's got to go, y'all. He's got to go. But my whole yes. He was just ridiculous. And again, like, you're at supposedly kind of like a job interview and they're asking you about something that's not even related to your job.
Relevant, yeah.
Just ridiculous. But what are we going to do about the Senate? They're not going anywhere, and they're going to continue to carry on the way they do until we vote them out. Ted Cruz, look what he did in Texas. We was out here freezing, starving. Some people lost their lives, and he was leaving the state to go somewhere nice and warm while we were over here suffering.
Cancun cruise.
And the sad thing is, people got short-term memory, so they're going to probably vote for him because it's like, oh, he came back and gave us some bottled water. Where was the hot chocolate, goddamn? It was cold as hell. No, but anyways, that's one of the biggest issues with this. You have people on the side, black men and black women, arguing back and forth about, well, we need more black men protecting black women, and then black men, that's a whole nother issue. It's a huge issue, and it's a daily issue. If you're out there on social media, you just have some, and I'm not going to say all, you have some black men and women going back and forth at each other for several issues that's within our community. That's a whole nother topic. However, to bring it back to this situation, from Jada's point of view, if I'm looking at Jada's point of view, she felt like it was about her autoimmune disease. At least that's how I'm looking at it. And if I'm suffering from some type of disease and I feel like someone is taking a shot at me for it, how do you expect me to react? I'm a woman. So I heard somebody say, well, she's a strong black woman. She should have went up there and now, why would a woman even think they're going to go up and fight a man? That was the dumbest thing I heard. And so people are telling her how to feel. If it was truly about alopecia, then I understand she was upset because she's trying to get comfortable, with the bald head and embracing this autoimmune disease. So it's a struggle with women and with men, because I've had men say, hey, I've lost my hair at a young age, and so I know a guy, he lost his hair at 25, and so he had to go bald. So it's not just women who deal with hair loss. There are men who feel less of a man when their hairline is gone. I'm telling you. And then you have women who are dealing with this autoimmune disease, and for anyone to just, if you think someone is taking a shot at you, and you already know as a woman that is part of us, that is part of who we are. If you have a bad hair day, you go out in the morning, it's raining, ruin your hair, you may feel less of yourself. You may have less confidence. So although she did come out and say, well, I'm going to embrace this, it doesn't mean that there won't be those moments and those days where she's, feeling less of herself. And that's for anyone who's suffering from anything. You may one day be like, I'm strong, I got this. And then anything can happen to trigger it, and you're feeling less of yourself. So I can't tell her how to feel because I'm not dealing with it. But Coco, you suffer from alopecia. And I'm gonna share a video with you guys really quickly. We're gonna bring Big Rob in here because he has joined us. What's good, Big Rob? You late. I'm about to write you up. I'm gonna send you to the principal's office.
Listen, I'm sorry that the guy at the store took longer than I wanted him to. Coco, what's up, baby? I'm sorry. The guy at the store took longer than I needed him to. What can I tell you?
Yeah.
Now, let's say this. Now that this all happened with the two of them, now don't you feel that other comedians are going to simply challenge Will and Jada on this? Because just like Chris Rock's brother got up there and made his speech in North Carolina, other comedians are going to do the same thing. You're not going to tell me what to say at my show. It's just like you, Kia. Nobody's going to come. Nobody can walk in your office and say, Kia, do your job this way, other than your boss.
That's true.
Same with you, Bobby. Same with you, Nicole. Same with me. Nobody's going to tell us how to do our job. So if you ain't paying me, how you going to tell me how to do my job? So all he did was put the spotlight on her. So now every comedian, as long as this thing is out there, every comedian is going to attack it and going to see it's going to be like, where's Will's heart at now? Is he going to see me now that I made a comment on it? Or is he going to act like I wasn't there, I didn't hear it?
That's the scary part
of it. True.
No,
hey y'all, hold for a second, y'all. Hey, y'all hold for a second. Let's look at the video really quickly. Y'all can see it.
Yeah.
Since people know more about my condition than I do, this was my hair a few years ago. This is the beginnings of a year-long episode. As you can see, I'm getting a little circular patch. I get my straight patch there all the time. And this right here is the progression of that same bald spot. As you can see my scalp. On the side here, I've always had issues with my sides, with my hair. When I had my locks, it actually grew in fuller. But hold on. And then, as you can see now, that same bald spot grew more. And then behind it, I started getting another one. And this is today. I just took this picture a few minutes ago. Don't tell people about their medical condition if you don't know what you're talking about. I've been suffering with this my whole life, and I've been debating back and forth whether or not I wanted to share this with everybody.
Coco, let me ask you a question.
All right, one moment.
Yeah.
So, Coco, can you talk a little bit about your experience with dealing with alopecia?
So basically, like I said in my TikTok video, I've been dealing with alopecia basically my whole entire life. When we were kids, when we were younger, it was mainly on the sides. I would have issues with my sides. Still happens today, but it's not as bad as it was when I was a kid. I did experience bullying in elementary school, bullying in high school, specifically from Black women, occasionally Black men, bald-headed jokes and all types of things. As I grew into adulthood, all of that bullying and all of that torment just from my hair alone made me self-conscious. It messed with my mental. Even till this day, I still have a little bit of mental angst dealing with my hair. When I was in the military, taking off my cap every time, because we had to take off our hats inside buildings, taking that off and having my hair exposed, constantly had me thinking subconsciously, oh, is people looking at my bald spots? Do they see my edges on the side are missing? Can they tell? What are they thinking? So when this whole situation happened, it kind of triggered me and brought back some memories from childhood of all the bullying and stuff like that. And like I said in the video, I was back and forth whether or not I wanted to make that video because it is such a sensitive topic with me. But I had to do it because there are Black girls, little Black girls, teenagers, whoever on that app who are going through the same thing that I am. And I had to let them know as a 36-year-old adult, it is okay. We are not our hair. It is okay. We will get through it. It's not the end of the world. So that's why I decided to make that TikTok about my alopecia, because it's not just more of a physical thing. It is a mental thing, and it does destroy your mind. It does.
Let me ask you something, Nicole. When you got your dreads, how did that affect you when you were doing the dreads? Was it still was the hair coming out when you were doing the dreads as well?
So with my locks, it's weird because when I started my locks, I wasn't going through a phase like I wasn't going through like a patchy phase. It wasn't basically activated. So when I was growing my locks, I went natural, and the locks helped my hair on the sides grow more. Now I did have locks there. I did have locks there that fell off because the hair wasn't strong enough. I didn't have enough hair there to hold it. So I did lose like one little one. But I noticed that when I changed, I was a vegetarian then. So when I grew my locks and went natural, it actually helped. When I cut my locks for the military and I was just, going through the motions, I had an episode. I started having more episodes. And then after I got out, they got worse as I got older. So in the video, you seen the bald spot was starting.
Yeah.
And then after a few months to a year, it got bigger. And then I started getting another one in the back. And then that one just grew larger. So after a while, it went away. And now my hair is full up there. It's no bald spots. I use somebody actually, when I was working at Amazon, introduced me to wild growth oil. And I just put that in my hair, and it actually helped with my alopecia. Now, not saying that in like a month or two, I'm not going to get that bald spot again, It just depends on how your autoimmune system reacts to your body. So you can't you don't even know, honestly.
Okay.
Uncle Ray?
No, I'm not giving Will a pass on it, and that's it. I'm unless I heard if Chris Rock would have said alopecia or hairstyle or something like that, then I could get in with that as being an argument. I can listen to that. But the fact that he didn't say it, I don't think that people should put words in his mouth to give Will Smith a defense and say this is why I smacked him because of alopecia.
Well, what I don't get about is
that's why I'm not on to the hair thing yet. I'm not convinced of that yet. I just think he gave that out.
Jada, she still looked beautiful. I mean, I don't see why she could have took anything. I mean, a lot of women cut their hair short now, so she still had beauty. I mean, I don't see what she could have. I mean, if he knew that she had the ailment, and I would have took offense to that as well. But
he did. He knew because she's talked about it openly. She's done.
And that's what they said.
Specials. He knew.
Yeah, she's been talking about it since they said I think 2018, something like.
He knew.
So, maybe not because I didn't find out until the Oscars, but I don't follow them. I don't really follow them, so maybe. But him being in that community,
I don't follow them either.
I believe he possibly knew.
Yeah, and plus they've been friends for over 30 years.
Yeah,
so they've known
exactly.
Each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, the G.I. Jane crack, but I mean, her hair cut off like that, she still has beauty. I mean, but what got me about what Jada did that night was that snicker she did after the slap. If y'all look at it, she did this little snicker afterward. That was evil. That to me was
some people like when they laugh. Like some people laugh when they're embarrassed. Some people laugh when they're angry. Some people so we can't. Everybody's focusing on the laugh, but you don't know why she was laughing.
Yeah,
I laugh when I get uncomfortable. It happens. It doesn't mean she was laughing at that joke or what.
No.
Good point.
It wasn't the joke. She did that after the slap, and he was walking back.
Yeah. Well, what we didn't touch on.
Know.
You know what? I'm gonna say something about what Big Rob said because that's something we didn't mention, and we're gonna take it back to the actual slap. So I agree with you, Big Rob. She still looks beautiful, even with the bald head. But that's still, just dealing with the whole fact that, she's losing her hair. Even though some days she may still feel like I'm beautiful with a bald head, there may be those days where she still feels less of herself because she had to resort to just cutting all her hair off due to her suffering from alopecia. So again, and that's for anybody suffering from anything. There's those days where you feel confident, and then there may be those days where you feel less of yourself.
I mean,
but I still say that she looks amazing
like yesterday
with it.
You know what? I went out to the movies. I was feeling confident. I had my afro picked out. I felt good. But then tomorrow I can feel like, dang, I look like crap. My hair is not giving what it's supposed to give. And if you look at Jada when she was younger,
listen.
When you look at Jada when she was younger, she had hair all the way down to her back. So imagine being young, that you have young hair, and now you're an older woman and you're completely bald and it's out of your control. So
yeah. So we got Marvin. He says Will was wrong 100%.
Y'all know
I would give him a pass. Y'all hear that? Y'all see that? Big Rob.
Yeah.
Marvin says Will was wrong 100%, but I would give him a pass. What do you got to say about that?
I say this. What if Chris Rock, and let's just be hypothetical, what if Chris Rock would have turned around and whooped his ass on stage? Then what would everybody be saying? Chris was wrong?
Everybody hates Chris. No.
Exactly.
But we can't use hypotheticals because
Exactly.
that's not what happened, though.
And we
we
can't.
can't use that, though.
But let's put it like
That's
this.
true.
Will should have composed himself because look at it like this. When the joke was told, what was Will Smith doing? Cracking up just like everybody else was. So don't turn and look at your wife, and now that she's mad, you whisper, look, babe, I'll talk to him about that, and we'll go from there. I'll mention this to him. Listen, wasn't right. Don't do it again. But now, after the slap, now you get to this cussing part. You know, you got to compose yourself sometime because slapping him could have just put him in more trouble had Chris Rock said, "Yeah, press charges." It's foolishness like that. Now look at all the things he has to worry about now. Do not be able to go to Oscars no more, not being nominated. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of repercussions behind this.
I agree, and I was gonna just take it back to what you mentioned, so we don't have to take it back there. But you were right. Chris made the joke. Obviously, Jada was probably never laughing at that point, and then Will, he laughed, and then he looked at his wife, and then that changed. So for me, talking to different people, single, married, black, white, I actually had a gentleman I know, he's married, and he said 100% he was in support of Will Smith smacking him, and he said he should have did it again. What do you say about that, Big Rob, being married?
I'm married, and if I'm already standing there laughing about it, listen, Rob, relax. I'll talk to him. I'm not going to stoop myself to a level. I'm not going to walk up on stage. I'm in my tux. I'm looking good, and pull something stupid like that. No. But don't get me wrong. I will talk to him, no question about it, because I'm gonna say, look, you knew. Now, if we in the back room and I gotta throw you through a window, that's different. But I'm not to be up on stage doing that and strictly listen. You're embarrassing yourself doing that. No, I'm not gonna do that part of it. But I will catch you on the sneaky and throw you one.
I feel you on that, and again, everyone has their opinion on it. Again, for me, I think he should have defended his wife, but yeah, I don't think he should have went on stage and smacked the living crap out of him. But he did, and again, now he has to deal with those consequences.
Deal with it. I mean, when LL beat up Jamie Foxx, he didn't do it on screen. Wait,
okay, but now here's I got a question for y'all. What do y'all think about Tommy Lee Jones and Kid Rock getting into an altercation back in the day at the MTV Awards, and nobody was all as hot and bothered about it as they are with Will and Chris Rock?
I didn't even hear about that one. I know nothing about that one.
I'll say this,
and that's my issue with it, because there's a lot of people giving their opinions on it that are not of the melanated population. Who have a lot of issues with Will and Chris getting into it, but they don't have anything to say about Tommy Lee Jones and Kid Rock getting into it at an award show. No charge was filed, but they still got into an altercation.
Were they live on stage?
Yeah, I know.
I didn't hear about it.
I don't know.
The thing for me is we already know that we have to pretty much be perfect throughout the day, and that still may not be good enough for some people. But then again, like with the Oscars, it's we just recently started getting awarded, like people in our community started getting awarded at the Oscars. The Oscars is totally anti-Black. I wouldn't even have showed up to the Oscars, okay? Because what you're saying is true.
It's the people that produced Wanda Sykes, and I can't think of the other guy. Now you got black people that are this is them doing the Oscars now, and for the first time for them to be doing it, and this is the incident we get. Yeah, that just didn't fold good for them.
Can't go nowhere.
But you know what?
Some people's opinion.
But it all boils down to what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if they're going to penalize and attack Will Smith, then they need to attack Harvey Weinstein, Roman Polanski, all of those guys who have Oscars, who have SA issues, who are in jail. They have to chat. Nobody is talking about that, but everybody wants to chastise Will. When you have these men who have 81 plus Oscars, who did horrendous things.
You know what they
But
say,
they want
right?
to chastise Will.
Okay, and that's another
That tan color. Yeah, when you got that tan color, you got to be your that gray line is very thin.
I know, and you know what? And that's sad because it shouldn't be that way for us. It should not. We shouldn't have to be excellent. You know, when people are being mediocre.
There's a different set of rules for us, and it's a different standard. And for me, again, like what you said, Coco, for them to feel like they have to go to the Oscars, even though we're truly not accepted, but now we're starting to get awards. Why even show up? But didn't a few years ago they was boycotting the Oscars in the first place? So why even show up? Oh, because he was in the movie.
Yeah. And then you see, I mean, come on, he's sitting down front. Keep my, the cussing, the yelling. I mean, that was that right there. Okay, the slap, one thing, but the cussing was too much for me because you didn't even have to go that far about it. You just made your point. Chris Rock's not going to say nothing else. You just slapped him. He's going to keep his mouth shut now. But the cussing now, he didn't have to go that route. And now here come all the Denzel and everybody. They caressing his back like a child. Stop. No back caressing.
My boy Denzel had to step in there. Now the thing is, for me, when you're mad, everybody has a reaction when they're mad. If I'm mad, I may be cussing and cursing all over the place. But in the heat of the moment, he was pissed off. So you go up and slap somebody, I think that's far worse than the cursing.
But what was he pissed off about? What was he pissed off about? What was he pissed off about?
We gotta ask Will. Maybe he should really come out and well, maybe they need to go on to what's that show?
Because you can't be pissed off at a joke that you're laughing about.
Or maybe he was laughing, but he felt like
he was
once he looked at his wife.
Actually,
you think it was a joke beforehand with the Penelope?
Because you can't, you can't just cut off a laugh. You can't be like ha laughing from your gut and just go.
And to me, it doesn't matter if something is going on and your significant other is uncomfortable with it, and you're a man and he's a man, then you should address it. Although, like you said, it should have been behind the scenes. But again, we're past that. So what I want to ask y'all is, the Oscars, they're investigating. What type of punishment should they issue to Will? Let's get Funko Ray. He's sitting back in the cut all quiet. I think he's sneak peeking at that Yankee game. Come on back up in here. Get on up in here.
I took the TV just for that reason. I ain't watching the game.
You sure that sound like Cap over there?
Y'all got me up out.
Yeah, no, because I'm just listening to everybody's opinion, and
So what do you think they should do? What should the Oscars do to Will Smith?
I really don't. I really don't know because I don't know their penalties. I don't think they should take his Oscar away because he did a great job in King Richard.
I didn't see
that movie was awesome. He did a great job in that. So no, I don't think he should lose his Oscar. So I don't know what other penalties they have for it.
All right.
If you don't invite him back,
Coco.
Any other Oscar, if he win another Oscar for something, do it off screen. Just say he won an Oscar and keep the show moving and give it to him at a later date. He's not invited back to the Oscars because of that.
All right, Coco, what are your thoughts?
Well, since Will resigned from the Academy anyway, he won't get another Oscar ever again in his life. So that I'm not even worried about. My thing is, if they try to take his Oscar away, this is my opinion, they need to take away everybody else who had any SA allegations, actual violence against women. They need to take their Oscars away because you can't punish one guy and everybody else you're just patting them on the back. Oh, good, you raped this woman, you get that. That's violence too. Sexual assault is violence. And yeah, if they do that to Will, like take his Oscar or any of his Oscars, they need to take everybody else. But he'll never get another Oscar again because he did resign from the Academy. I think yesterday, right? Yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Yeah. Big Rob, what do you think?
He got an Oscar for a movie about girls play because they play tennis. Big freaking deal. I wouldn't have gave him an Oscar for it anyhow, freaking how. It's about a movie about some girls playing freaking tennis. He did not deserve the award. I wouldn't have gave him the award.
Okay, Big Rob.
He did get an award for some real good movie. He got an award for some freaking girls because they played tennis.
I'm gonna put him on. I'm gonna put him on the spot, y'all, since he talking that talk. Okay, so I don't watch tennis or anything. Never been a fan of tennis, but think about it.
Ain't nothing to think about. He got an award. It was the same thing when Denzel got an award for Training Day, which Training Day.
Now he's pointing the finger at everybody.
Halle Berry got an award for Monster Balls for having sex. Look at what they give you awards for nowadays.
Hey, he said Monster Balls.
Look at the movies. Look at what they give you awards for. So what? He got some girls for playing tennis because he was Daddy, you don't get no award for that. Oh, please. I wouldn't have gave him an award for that. I'd have gave him an award for Independence Day, if anything, for that nonsense. Get out of here.
If tell him why you was mad had a face.
Uncle Rob, tell him why you mad.
For me, okay, so my question, okay, I understand he probably should have won the award for other movies, just like what Coco said. We were just invited to the party, even though we probably should have just said, no, we're good, because you're still not going to be accepted. So why even attend? You're not winning an award for your best role.
Not for your best.
Although I didn't watch the movie, so I can't even really say. Did you watch the movie, Big Rob?
I don't have to. It's about some kids playing tennis.
Okay, so what? But that movie was important because think about it.
What was important about it?
How many young African American girls played tennis before Serena and Venus? And look what Serena and Venus were able to do. So that's to a certain extent why it may have been important. And another aspect could have been a black father, who we don't see a lot of movies where black fathers are, I
don't want to hear that
what
nonsense.
Was that?
I'm not playing with that nonsense. I give an award to LeVar Ball because he got all his kids playing basketball. I give him an Oscar. I don't want to hear this nonsense about Oscar about tennis. Don't hear me that crap.
Okay, and tennis is a good sport.
I give Derek Jeter an Oscar because his son played Major League Baseball and never had any scandals. Does he get an Oscar? I don't want to hear this nonsense about Oscars because they can bop a ball back and forth. Don't hand me that. No, he don't deserve no damn Oscar for that. You trash. Hell,
can't beat that, y'all. You can't beat that.
Get some of my guys that do the movies from Jackass, get them Oscars. And they actually go out there and work for theirs. And you want to tell me give an Oscar for somebody that a ball back and forth? Get out of here. He didn't deserve no Oscar.
So what are you saying about the movie that you didn't watch, Big Rob?
I can say a lot for it. It's about playing tennis. Give somebody an Oscar. Give somebody an Oscar that actually worked for it. First off, he shouldn't have been playing the part anyway. High yellow boy, and the daddy is about as black as night out. And you want to pass that nonsense off on me? You can't give me that nonsense. No, he did not deserve the Oscar. They should have got somebody else to play that part. And if somebody else would have played that part, they wouldn't have got the Oscar. So no Oscar.
Okay, we was really talking about punishment, but I see how you really feel.
Johnny Knoxville.
For me, okay, Big Rob, okay. All right, we got you. We got you loud and clear. For me, I'm not saying they should have took his award away, and I'm not going to speak on that movie since I didn't have the opportunity to watch it. I am going to watch it. I understand your point of view and where you're coming from. Cool. I can't even come back for that. You went on for about an hour.
You went on a tangent.
He was trying to make up for missing the
man making
early part of the show. My OMG, Big Rob, you need to be in the timeout for that.
Hey, listen, you didn't touch the nerve with that one, giving that clown an Oscar for that movie there.
Again, but my whole thing is, if you didn't watch the movie, how do you know that wasn't his best role?
Really? His best role?
You never know.
His best role was Ali.
I'm not like a big fan of Will Smith, so I'm more into Denzel. Denzel hands down best. And
Denzel played his best part when he went down there and took Will and was rubbing his back tenderly, just like a father would. Yeah, that's the best part he played. And
that was a good thing. That was a good thing. A brother sticking with a brother.
But look what he got an Oscar for. Training Day.
I agree with you on that one. I agree with you on that one.
Hey, but he played a crooked cop to get an Oscar.
Exactly. But did he get an Oscar for Malcolm X?
No, but that's what he should have got it for.
Yeah, he was amazing in that role.
Uncle Bob, that just shows that the Oscars are racist.
Exactly.
This is what I want to say to you guys. So I'm gonna take it back, just a little bit. So now they said it was alleged that Will, when the Oscars asked him to leave, they asked him to leave. Allegedly, he refused to leave. So should there be some punishment since he didn't even leave? Should they take that award back if that's the only action they can take? Because we're gonna say allegedly he refused to leave. So what do you do with that?
It just came out. Somebody just talked yesterday. It's all over social media and stuff. The Academy lied. They never asked him to leave.
So they're lying out here in these Academy streets.
Yeah, I heard that.
It just came out last night. They never asked him to leave, so they're lying.
So if that's not true, and you're not being accepted, you weren't accepted only a few years ago. Why even attend? And why does this award mean something to you when they don't even like you?
Because he feels like he's part of it now.
No, but we're focused on the Will issue and Chris Rock, but we're not focusing on the bigger picture outside it. It's a award show that doesn't like our skin color and our folk, and we have to do 10 times more than any other demographic to even be awarded. The joke was written by a white woman. Most of the people in there, they're not this colored. So y'all, like, we looking at the smaller picture, but we have to look at the bigger picture. They set Chris Rock up for failure. They set that man up for failure. Just for him even writing, for a white woman to write that joke for him, they set him up for failure. They want to see us go at each other.
And like it worked.
We're there. Yeah, and it worked.
It worked.
Like we are not focused on the bigger picture, which is the Oscars and their racist tendencies and the people that they hire and these comedians on the background having these jokes written and having us fight within our community. Look, when the Oscars, and it came out that they lied about asking Will to leave. So it's not even that. We have to look at the bigger picture, man.
Hey, listen, it worked. They know it. Listen,
and that's why this whole situation frustrates me, because we're all looking at the slap, but we're not looking at the racist connotations behind the slap and what's going on. That's what's bothering me.
Yeah, I think more people are focused on the slap and also on the fact that a lot of people just don't like Jada Pinkett Smith. A lot of people have issues with Jada Pinkett Smith. That's another reason why he's getting a lot of heat, because then like I said, there's a whole nother conversation we could have, because people are some men are calling him a simp, and we all in their relationship because they made it public because of what happened with August. But again, I wasn't there, and we don't really know what was going on in their relationship, so I can't speak on that, and no one else truly should. If that was the reason why, if he felt less of a man in his house at a point in time, then that's something he has to address. But we can't assume that that's what it is, because he decided that he was going to smack Chris Rock because Chris Rock may have made an inappropriate joke. Even if it was written by a white woman, it was still a joke that could have been inappropriate according to Jada Pinkett Smith. If she felt that, hey, on the low, he's trying to take a shot at me because I'm dealing with this autoimmune disease, then of course she has some reason to feel some type of way. But again,
hey, this is what
Will could have handled it behind the scenes. He could have smacked him around behind the scenes. He could have. Yeah.
This is what happens when you put your business out on social media. If you don't want the world to know you sleeping with your son's friend, don't put it out there. She put it out there.
And that's the issue. They had that red table talk, letting us know about their relationship.
Yeah.
And nobody knew that she was with him. Nobody knew that. And then August talked.
Yeah, he came out and spoke on it. I'm like, did y'all not get an NDA? I thought y'all were like, come on now, that was just dumb. That was the mistake. And I guess from what I'm just shocked. that was a huge mistake. If that's the lifestyle you live, and you know that there is a chance that someone is going to run their mouth, then they should have did what they needed to do. They did not handle it in that.
I don't agree with that. Disclosure nonsense. I don't agree with that. Who is August? Isn't August one of her son's friends?
Yeah, that's another issue too. Yeah, okay.
What are you sleeping with your kid's friends for? That's like me. What the hell would I be looking like sleeping with my daughter's friend? What kind of messed up person are you? You sleeping with your kid's friend. So he's a child regardless.
No. He's a grown. No. He's a grown.
No, I know what you're saying, but
he's an adult.
As far as when it comes to her, she has to still see him as he is a child. I don't care how old Leah gets. If I'm sleeping with one of her friends, if I look at one of her friends are still children to me. They're not my age. Okay, so I'm not gonna butt naked down and climb into bed with my daughter's friends. Absolutely not. So she put her business out there. It came out. She was sleeping with a kid, and I don't care how y'all put it. He's still a child, because he would be a child to me, because I didn't been in his shoes. He ain't been in mine. I'm going on 58. He's not. So that's how I see it as. So to me, she slept with a child, and what he did what a child do. Bop, bop, bop out his mouth. A grown man would not be, yep, that's our secret. A child would get out there and go, yeah, man, I'm sleeping with Jada Pinkett, like a child would do.
He was in his feelings. He I don't know, for some strange reason, maybe he thought that it was going to be something long term. I don't know why. But again, we don't really know what the true agreement was, and why. Yeah, at some point there had to be some agreement, because
you get naked, I get naked, and then we get up and walk away later on. That's the only agreement.
I'm talking about between with Will and Jada, but that's their lifestyle. That's their lifestyle, so it's an agreement. Some people are in
when she went in house, because their agreement in their open marriage was do not do it in house. She fucked up when she messed with August in house, and then when they did the red table talk, telling the world about their open marriage and the marriage issues that they were having because the tabloids wouldn't leave it alone, then that's when it became a big thing. So
true. And again, I do agree, that's her son's friend, but look at the lifestyle that they live. Look at the environment they're in. So I'm just not shocked that something like that happened, because look at the lifestyle that they live. But at the end of the day, it's not something that we would do. We wouldn't do it, and us regular folk are looking at it. We're like, no, that's not right. But they're in a whole nother world, and that stuff is acceptable where they are.
Okay, but if it's acceptable,
people have open marriages. People do that. So
people do it all the time. Sometimes people get married just for an arrangement, a business agreement. Some people get married as an agreement. Yes.
Why was she was telling him, he was sitting there, and as you can see in his face, he was steaming.
Oh, he was hurt.
So why get mad if it's an open relationship? Don't get mad.
And that's, to me, why you don't do it. Maybe he could have been, and I don't know. I'm not in his mind. I don't know anything. I'm not married, never been married. Maybe he was upset because it's in the public eye. Like, maybe that's why he was mad, because it's out there for everybody to see. And now I'm sitting here having to talk about it. Maybe that's what the issue was.
He already knew about it, because that was like years ago. The Red Table Talk was letting the world know, all of us, because August talked. That's why. So Will already knew, and there's this misconception that
I don't, Nicole, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Nicole. I couldn't hear you back.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We can hear you now.
I was just saying everybody has this misconception that Will didn't know. He knew. It happened years ago. It was just them. I don't know why they felt the need to tell us, because August dropped the bomb. They were telling the world. It wasn't her telling Will. That's why he kept telling her to stop saying entanglement. Tell him what it was, because he already knew.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And then to me, why even tell us? Even if August kept coming out with it, saying he made a whole damn song and everything,
whole song,
they could have just still kept it quiet. But again, we not in their mind. That's a nice song too, by the way. I ain't gonna lie, I got it in my playlist.
Look at
Entanglements, y'all. That song was fly.
That's terrible.
But
that's terrible.
At the end of the day, we don't know why they decided to do it. They could have did it as a publicity stunt. Hell, they could have said allegedly. This is just my opinion, baby. I'm gonna smack Chris tonight to put the spotlight on us. I don't know. We don't know why. Nobody truly knows why, but Will. He is the only one who knows exactly why he did it. All of us is just out here coming up with our own. We're assuming why he did it. Yeah. We can all be wrong as to why he did it.
And then the next night, Chris Rock go do his show to a sold out.
Exactly. We don't know. They could have had a behind the we here. You about to go on the road. You ain't got the house packed enough. We don't know.
Even still,
we don't know.
You know what?
Chris has his back now.
No way. I would agree with you on that. It could have been a little setup, but the cussing. See, that's what throw it off.
I think it was real. I don't think it was an agreement either. I'm just saying there's so many different theories out there. It was true. It occurred.
Chris is defending Will right now. So I just read that before I got on here. Chris is defending Will. So we don't know.
He's not taking this nowhere. To him it's leave it alone.
So here's this. We got Funko Ray and we got Big Rob, the brothers. So let's do it like this. Tony Rock. I didn't even know that was his brother, honestly.
Me neither.
Tony Rock is coming. I know. I'm like, that's your brother. I'm like, damn. I didn't know that was your brother. And then I'm seeing him march. I'm like, oh yeah, I get it. Now Tony Rock has come out. He said some things. He ready. He looked like he ready to go. And he like, if I'm there, it's on.
Oh, yeah.
Now, so Big Rob. So, okay, now we gonna put it in this. Okay, so Funko Ray. What would you do? You the brother, Big Rob's married. Somebody said something about Aunt Robin and Big Rob going and slap him. I mean, yeah, Big Rob gets slapped. He said something about somebody's spouse. He gets slapped. What are you gonna do? I think I said that right. Yeah.
No. It's really nothing to do. If he doesn't handle his business, then you leave it alone. I mean. I expect you, if somebody hits you, I expect you to, like in that situation, kick him in his back and kick him off the stage. But if you don't do anything, then you saying let it die, then let it die.
So,
yeah.
You react to the violence when the violence is, come to you. You don't wait and...
So if you was the brother who just watched your brother get smacked and then you see the guy a few days later, are you gonna say anything to him? You just gonna let it go? You ain't got nothing to say.
I don't feel that's for me to address, because if the brother don't address it, then how am I addressing it?
I'm different. If Raymond's on the stage and somebody walked up and slapped him, I'm gonna kick the shit out of them. Forget about it.
I already knew your answer.
Be rolling around on the floor, rolling around down the stairs.
I already knew Uncle Bob's answer. I already knew it. So
even though I know Raymond would handle that business, but if Raymond said stand up there and said, "Listen, I'm gonna take the high road," Chap walk off the stage, I'm taking the low road.
That's exactly what I'm saying. In life, we come to where there are times where we're gonna have to use violence.
Mm-hmm.
So words isn't one of those times. You can brush off words. You put more spotlight on the words than what would have been on the words. If he would have just laughed it off and kept it moving, nobody would have been talking about this today.
Yeah.
Nobody would have cared about his G.I. Jane joke. That's not like when Eddie Murphy said Goonie Goo Goo, and for years I was like Goonie Goo Goo, Goonie Goo Goo. That was G.I. Jane joke, and it would have went, and that was it. But because he slapped him, he put more spotlight on it. And I said, you in life, you're gonna come through times where you may have to use violence because somebody's about to use violence on you. That's justified. But if you don't use it at that time, it's no reason to do it, because then you you into the waters of premeditated, and you'll get in more trouble than anybody else after that, you know? So you got to use your head at times. You don't want to get into premeditated is like saying a hate crime. They're going to hit you with more time for doing it.
Well, you know what?
And so you got to think about it, you know?
Well, here's how I go. Chris Rock is the star. His brother's in the background. Now, if you on that stage, Raymond, and somebody walk up and slap you, I'm the behind the scene cat. He getting the business when he come walking off that stage. Plain and simple. He's not gonna sit down there.
I understand that, and I appreciate that, but he's not gonna walk off the stage.
Well, Tony Rock said he has nothing to lose. He did say, I ain't got nothing to, what I got to lose? He pretty much said he had nothing to lose.
So professionalism.
He ain't got nothing to gain either, because
that
Will
one
got
of
to do
those
is make that
times
call.
where you go, this is a free pass. I don't have to be professional.
Yeah, for me, I don't care where you're at. If someone is being physical with you, you have all the right to defend yourself. So, again, with Tony Rock, he said that he ain't have nothing to lose, obviously.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
I understand it.
Yeah. So I'll be like this. All right, Raymond on stage, he kept his composure. All right, here this cat come walking down the stairs, business, and I already gave him the business before he just sat down. You know, and I said, yo, don't worry, Ray. I got this, Raymond. Don't worry. I got this. It's all good.
I never realized how.
You know, when Will get his Oscar tonight, he's going to be swelled up.
For real, girl.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Will Smith going to get 2 Oscars tonight. You know, it is what it is.
Bobby need to be doing woosah before he before he walk out the house. Woosah.
I already knew his answer, and I just,
Yeah. And again, it goes to show.
You go ahead and make the announcement. I got this nigga here. Bop, bop, bop.
Really?
When he go to get his Oscar, he gonna have 2 Oscars up here as well.
Most people, when they hit, they respond to the hit. If you walk up to them, they slap. You give me a slap, I'm gonna slap you back. It's just a natural reaction. Some people aren't into fighting, so you slap them and they're like, I just got hit and I don't know how to react.
Yeah, and that's
true.
So at that point, if you don't know how to react, if you let the thing die down and now you attack, now you the aggressor. You all of a sudden become the aggressor, because you didn't deal with it when you should have dealt with it. But
this is true.
I don't. That's why you got to be careful not to put yourself in a position like that. You react when it's time to react. Well, because if he would have kicked him in the back and kicked him off the stage, and he would have fell and killed him, it would have been like, okay, nobody could have said Chris Rock was wrong.
No, but he would have been charged had this guy got hurt like that from him kicking him back in the head.
Okay, but at least it's a difference to say, well, I reacted to being struck.
Yeah.
As opposed to I waited 3 days later to deal with it because I didn't want to deal with it on camera.
Mm-hmm. That's understandable. That's understandable. That's true.
That's why I said Tony Rock should have been like this. Yo, you got that commissary money? Don't worry about it. I got this. Blah, blah. He ain't getting out of here real easy.
Well, he probably wasn't even there. That's why. But I mean, as a brother, that's your brother. You're gonna feel some type of way. You know
what's funny about it? Will and Jada gave Tony Rock his start with the Two of Us show.
That's okay.
That's where I remember him from, because I was trying to figure out where do I remember him from? What movie? What show?
That's business. This ass whooping is personal.
Oh no! I know, but you know what? Somebody brought up a good point on TikTok. Like all these comedians who are talking and just how Hollywood is. Like, all Will has to do is make a phone call to one of his people or whatever, and they can just stop their career. Like, even just like with the whole situation with Jay-Z and Beyonce and their little marriage incident. Like, I think Carrie Hilson or somebody else said something. We ain't hear from Carrie Hilson since.
She just getting back on the scene.
She just getting back. So like Tony, yeah, I get the personal part, be his ass and stuff, but Will ain't gonna take it. Like, he slapped Chris Rock or whatever, but if all he got to do is make a phone call and just
I don't know.
I think with Tony Rock, I don't even think he cares about that. So for him, it's like I don't care about no career. My brother is Chris Rock. I'm set. My brother's Chris Rock. I'm set. So you know.
I'm set. I'm good. Thank you for laying that ass whooping down on him. I got you. Don't worry about nothing. Don't even worry about it.
So listen to this, guys. Listen to this. So we've had a few comedians. Listen to this. We've had a few comedians come out and they're calling Jada the B word. What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that?
Exactly what I said. I said people are gonna take advantage of this and they're gonna use unflattering comments on Jada.
Mm-hmm.
That's because he hurt his wife more than he helped her. Because you got one slap off, okay, for one joke that wasn't gonna go anywhere. It was just a ha-ha and it passed. But now you're gonna have comedians from everywhere. You'll have even Asian comedians. Everybody, this has become a joke.
Yeah.
And people are going to make unflattering remarks about Jada. People are going to point out her hair condition and going to actually say the words where Chris Rock didn't use the words. People actually call her bald-headed and stuff like that because Will Smith puts a spotlight on it.
Yeah.
True. But what about calling her a B, Big Rob?
It wasn't shining.
So does anyone feel like these comedians and anyone else calling her a B is an issue?
Yeah, I do. I have an issue with that.
It's over the line. It's over. Yeah, that's too far. Like, okay, this whole situation, you can make fun of her alopecia, do whatever, make jokes about the situation, but calling her a B, that's disrespecting your mother as a black woman. That's disrespecting your grandmother as a black woman. Don't like that. That's just disrespectful. Don't call no black woman no B. Come on now, we better than that.
And it's not just us. It's not just us. So it's coming from a lot of places. And I'm just like, I was on Twitter and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really, dude? Are you serious? But with the comedians, they're like, you can't tell me what to do and how to do my job. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was on your page and that's where I got it. I'm like, really, dude? Are you serious? And a lot of people was coming from him. A whole lot of people was coming from him because you could have said whatever you wanted, how you felt, but did you need to call her a B? I feel like with people already feel some type of way about Jada. So the joke and then the reaction obviously put more of a spotlight on her, but it doesn't to me just start from Will slapping him. It starts from the joke.
I can
the
see
joke. That joke should have been just.
Just
don't even do the joke. Don't even do the joke. So what about this? Several people I had, even one of my homeboys text me and he asked me, well, should everybody be upset or should LeBron James be upset? Because, they made Regina Hall made a joke about his hairline. So what are y'all thoughts on that?
Not alopecia. He going bald, Jack, and he just need to accept that. That's not alopecia when he got
he won't let it go.
Bald.
But again, listen to this, and this is where I say it. That's why I say you can't tell people how to feel, men or women, when it comes to their hair. You may not care about your hair. You like, oh, well, I'm just going to shave it all off. But then Uncle Raymond may be like, well, no, I like having some hair in my head. So we can't tell anyone how to feel and how to react when it comes to things like that.
Look at that.
Yeah, and you've embraced the bald head, but there's some men out there who feel uncomfortable with that.
Let it go.
They just won't. And who am I to
in my lifetime?
Yes.
I know some
Jesus Lord, sweet Jesus.
I know some cats. They got that thing sitting right in the middle there, boy. Just look off and listen.
I'm telling you, I'm like, really, dude? You all the way down to the back of your head. You need to let that go. But
you got that cats that do this and they combed over. You know what I'm saying? When you got that whole comb thing and you just keep pulling it down and down. Yeah, listen, it ain't gonna work. Now,
but again,
I had a head full of hair, and after a while you get tired of it. So I just said, you know what, career over.
But again, like I was saying, you can't tell that man or that woman how to feel. Like if a guy feels less of himself because he is balding or his hairline is receding, then I'm a woman. I can't say, and I don't even know how you deal with it, because you may be okay with it and embrace it, but who am I as a woman or just a human to say, well, you should just accept it. Well, you shouldn't be mad if your hairline is receding. No, that may make him uncomfortable. So who am I to say that? Who am I to say? Wait a minute. Who am I to say that you should just accept it and move on from it. No, you don't have a right to react to so and so dissing you because your hairline is receding. I shouldn't say anything. I don't understand it because I'm not experiencing it. So if LeBron was to come out and say, Oscars, that was an inappropriate joke, I'm okay with it. But with LeBron, everybody has been talking about him for years when it comes to his hair, and no one is saying anything about that. And that's what some men are saying. So, big Funkle Ray, what you got to say?
I can understand when you say you can't tell somebody how to feel about it. That's true. I can't tell somebody go, oh, get over it. Oh, don't feel this way about it. Oh, you're better than that. Even though I can't do that. I can't tell you not to have a bad day or not to have bad feelings about what you're going through because I'm not going through it. True. But I can tell you, don't put your hands on me. I can control that part of it. Because once you put your hands on me, then all bets are off. And then who's in the wrong? You're gonna go, well, he said something about me. That's you can't justify that, you know.
No.
True, but they're just solely focusing on the joke. If people are upset that Chris Rock made this joke towards Jada, then why isn't anyone upset with the joke about LeBron's hairline? That's solely what we're focusing on. We're not even focusing on the physical part. Just why is everybody mad about this joke but not mad about that joke? Do y'all see an issue? And this is what a guy he mentioned it to me, so that's why I'm mentioning it. Yeah.
When LeBron James, when he started losing his hair, right? He was doing all the wrong things, you know, with the headband, and now the headband is moving back, and you keep putting. No, brother, listen. Embrace it now. Forget it. But you keep trying to hide it with a headband that keep moving back further. That's what made him look the way he did. And I guess he did plugs or whatever the hell he did in his hairline. You know, hey, listen, they have treatments. He has the money to do all those treatments, and that's what you do. But the whole headband thing, I think that's what really got started with them talking about him. Because he kept putting a headband, and the headband would move back a little bit more, and a little bit more, and it looked foolish like that. Dude, you can do something about it. Hey, listen, if I was like that and I had money for hair clip for men and all that stuff there, would I have do that? No. I embraced it. It looked good. I'm happy with it. I cut myself a lot, all the shaving, but you know, it is what it is. Yes, a lot of guys don't like losing their hair. Women don't like losing their hair. It happens.
Yeah, but I guess we really can't tell a person when they should embrace it because it's uncomfortable. It probably is uncomfortable.
It's a change, you know.
Yeah,
it's a change.
It seems like LeBron is starting to embrace it now. I was looking at the game last night. It seems like he's there. Yeah. Maybe he's more comfortable, but maybe he felt the need to just use wear the headband because at that time he wasn't comfortable with it. And I'm like, well, who am I to say, well, you need to just let it go? I can't tell you to let it go. You got to let it go when you feel comfortable enough to let it go.
I think you feel less comfortable when you got to always look in the mirror and see it moving more and more. Because I know cats that will be picking the hell out of their hair all around the side, and it ain't nothing in the middle. So now, I mean, you know, where's your level at? Because now that front is moving to that middle. So now what you gonna have your airplane field there? Because it's gonna be completely middle, nothing in the middle, but you trying to pick it to bring it together in the top like this? No, brother, listen. If it's moving from the front to the back, that means time to end the sides.
And they will once they feel comfortable.
When they're ready,
to us, you may look crazy doing it, but to that man, he may be comfortable. He may still feel like I am comfortable like this. And that's why I can't tell him, like, hey, I can't tell you what you should do in regards to your appearance to make you feel comfortable.
Hey, if this is my hairline, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I ain't got nothing on the sides, okay. I got a mohawk. But if I got a whole lot on the side and I got a runway in the middle, That's that. What was that? Mo, Larry, and Curly. Larry, when he had the big old afro on the side, but he had the runway in the middle. That means, hey, I can't keep picking on this side, and I gotta stop picking to pick on this side to get it even. And ain't nothing in the middle. No, it's time to say, I look kind of foolish like this. Let me end this stuff because this right here in the middle bald and all this fluffy. Like I said. When the front touch the middle, that means it's time to end it all.
I feel you. And again, I cannot tell a man what to do when it comes to their hairline. And you notice there's a lot of guys, I've seen it, heard it. They keep their hat on their head because of it. And that makes them comfortable. So if you're comfortable like that, then more power to you, because I'm not going to tell you to do something that makes you feel uncomfortable.
Hey, the worst thing about this is when the sun hit it.
Okay, that's for you though, but maybe that man is not comfortable with that. So,
But when you swim, you glide right through the water.
It's crazy. You're crazy. Okay, so let's bring it back. Was the joke about LeBron James' hairline inappropriate?
No.
Coco?
No.
No. I really don't care about LeBron's hairline, but the joke came from dudes making memes, so males making memes. So he's getting it from, the same gender. So it's not really any females attacking LeBron for his hair. So it's kind of not the same thing in a way. But LeBron, he doesn't seem like he's bothered with it. He just does his headbands or whatever he does. So
yeah. As long as he's comfortable, then that's cool. Funkle Ray, you think that joke was inappropriate about LeBron's hairline?
I don't even know the joke, but if it was a joke, it was just that. It was a joke.
Kind of like the Jane joke.
You can't start like, you can't say this, you can't say that. You're a comedian, you up there. This is how I earn my money. But you can't say this about me. You can't say this about her. You can't, because no one goes into other people's job and tell them you can't do this, you can't do that, because nobody's gonna tolerate it. No, you're not gonna tolerate somebody walking into your office and telling you not to do your job a certain way. So how can you tell a comedian who that's his livelihood not to tell that joke? That's beyond me. I think that's what everybody's missing.
Well,
close your eyes and picture yourself doing whatever job you do.
It's
and then picture a guy coming in and telling you can't do it.
Comedy, you're not. But comedy, Uncle Ray, you're not supposed to punch down with comedy.
Yeah,
and that's what he's doing. If somebody was to make fun of Chris Rock's autism,
it's not about punching down. People write what they think is going to make others laugh.
And I think that's the problem with it right there.
It shouldn't be at the expense of someone else, though.
Let Coco go. Coco. Hey. What you said, Coco? Hey, wait. Funkle Ray. Let Coco say what she got to say.
Let me make this point, and then I'll go back. Throughout the 90s, right? Michael Jackson put up with jokes from every comedian out there, from Eddie Murphy, Chris Tucker, Chris Rock, everybody. And he never showed out for it. He never showed out for it. And he went from jokes about being with Macaulay Culkin and this and kids and that, and everybody make a joke out of it. And guess what? We sat out there and we was like, Eddie, it's so funny. And we didn't care about it. So all of a sudden now we care because Chris Rock.
We also got to change. I'll say this quickly, and Coco, and you can have it. We do have to adjust and change with the times. This is a different world we're living in.
And
any little thing you say can get you canceled, so you gotta be cautious with what you say.
That, Kia.
Coco,
let me piggyback off of that. Every comedian now, Eddie Murphy, all of those people that had them comedy specials, you know what they're doing now? Or they apologized for every comedy special because they knew it wasn't sensitive, because times has changed. They have to they're apologizing for 1980s and 90s comedy shows in 2020, 2021, 2022. And if somebody was to make fun of Chris Rock's autism, you know how many white females or the whole autism community will come after that man and cancel him?
That's right.
You can't. With comedy is not supposed to punch down. Comedy is supposed to make everybody laugh, not everybody.
But everybody missed my point from earlier today. What did I say? Chris Rock never mentioned her hair. Chris Rock never mentioned alopecia. The people who tried to justify Will Smith slapping Chris Rock mentioned those things. Chris Rock never said those words.
Well, some people may feel like you didn't have to say it. Some people may feel you didn't have to say it.
All right, but you don't. How can you put words? People always say, "Don't put words in my mouth." How are you gonna put words in that man's mouth?
It's not putting words in his mouth because this man knew she had alopecia. This man.
Okay, but he didn't say it. It's not about what he knew she had. It's what
it's implied. It's implied. You cannot make a G.I. Jane joke. It's implied.
Yeah, it's implied. So, yeah.
You can't.
Hey, one at a time, guys. One at a time. One at a time.
So one at a time. Soft about what they think is implied. If he didn't say it. He didn't say it. He didn't say anything dealing with hair. He didn't say anything dealing with alopecia or anything. You can't make up his joke for him.
Yeah, which is true.
He didn't make up his own joke.
And then go,
exactly. He didn't make his own joke.
I didn't say it. You did.
I think this just.
He didn't even make up his own
back.
joke. Somebody wrote it for him. A white woman wrote it for him.
I think this just goes back. They just have a history of things. So I just think this is what the explosiveness of it was.
Yeah.
You know, the history of what going on between them. And I guess it just, with all the other things in Will's life with his wife, it was just a build-up. And that was his reaction. I don't think he meant for that reaction. I think it's just, it was a response. He just wasn't thinking. It happened.
Let me ask you something. Let me go. All right. Not for you, Nicole, Kia. This is about you and Robin had an argument in the morning, or y'all having rough times in your marriage.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you go to work, and one of the guys on the job make a joke to you, and you slap the shit out of him. Ooh, excuse me, I ain't mean to say. You slap him. Is that acceptable? Is your job going to say that's acceptable? They're going to go, no, you're supposed to remain professional at all times.
Exactly.
What's the joke? What's the joke?
So this wasn't acceptable. This wasn't acceptable. This was not acceptable no matter what.
What Will Smith
came out, if he would have came out and called out alopecia, if he would have called out and called her bald-headed, if he would have called putting your hands on somebody is never.
Oh no, I'm not saying.
Regardless of the day you're having. Yeah, because there are a lot of people
Let him
out
finish,
there
Big Rob. Let him finish.
that you cross in the course of a day. You come across people in the course of a day in your travel that are having bad days. What if they take their bad day out on you? Would you say they're justified because they're having a bad day?
Oh no, I'm not saying what Will Smith was justified. No, absolutely not. What I said was what he should have did if he felt some way about it. He should have spoke to Chris Rock, in the green room or something like that. Said, listen, Jada didn't like how they came out. But I think what the slap was they got a history with each other, and that was just a buildup. I don't think it was just because of what he said, because like I said, everybody got a good little laugh about it. G.I. Jane joke wasn't like he was aiming at her ailment, but did he know about an ailment? I'm sure he did. So that's that's where that part falls in. As far as me saying him slapping him was a good idea, no. They could have got that out. If he wanted to fight him in the back room, go in the back room and fight. But tonight, it's no point for that. We here to get awards. We'll handle this on a different way.
Okay, let me give you an example. And just everybody go, yeah, no, whatever. Give your. Let's say you got a friend who, they got cancer or whatever, right? And y'all joking one day, and you call them skinny. And you don't have to be calling them skinny because of their cancer. You could be calling them skinny because they were always skinny. You called them skinny. Do they got the right to put their hands on you and just assume that you were speaking about the cancer?
Well, let's look like this.
It's either yes or no. There's no. When it comes to violence, there's no middle.
All right, let him respond to you.
Yes or no to that. Because look at it like this. First off, I know what cancer does to the body. So I'm not going to be sitting up there joking about, wow, you skinny, because I already know cancer's doing to you. So there's no joke in that. Like I said, if he knows the effects of alopecia. So if he knew that she had it, he should have bent that joke a different way. He shouldn't even use that joke.
That was just
a he doesn't have to use the jokes that he gets. He doesn't have to
true.
use every joke that he gets.
But
so
again,
my thing is, Chris Rock has been always been anti-black, and my issue is that we cannot be hypocrites saying that we going Black Lives Matter, when Chris is actively saying a joke that a white woman wrote about a black woman. That's anti-black.
But we did keep saying stop the violence and endorsing violence.
I mean, I don't think everybody is saying he should have did it.
This past 2020 summer, everybody was going to stop the violence.
One at a time, y'all. One at a time.
Floyd movement and stuff, and all the violence towards unarmed black men, and everybody cried, "Stop the violence!" But then you're endorsing violence, and there's no middle with violence. It's either violence or it's not.
I mean, there can be a difference. There's a difference between smacking somebody and killing someone.
No, there's no middle to violence. You
can come back from a slap. You may not come back from somebody killing you.
You do not have to kill somebody for it to be violence.
Well, we know that. Yeah, we know that. Putting your hands and being physical is violence.
And say stop the violence between two black men and compare that to police killing unarmed black men. That is.
It doesn't matter if it's black, orange, green, blue, white, yellow, any kind of man. I'm talking about violence in the start. I'm talking about the act of violence, not.
But Will's act of violence is not rooted in white supremacy. Police killing us is rooted in white supremacy.
Absolutely.
But that's not
they are murdering us just for
that's not the point I was making. The point I was making was that violence, stop the violence. We talk about stop the violence, not stop the violence. White against black, stop the violence. Black against white, stop the violence. Yellow against green. We're talking about stop the violence. Stop the violence. Period. The key word is violence. It's not the color. It's not like Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter. No, it's not the color. It's violence. Period.
All right, we got you.
Don't go stop the violence. You can't say stop the violence one day and then go, but I understand the next day.
All right, Coco.
Violence is violence.
Coco, let Coco respond to you.
You know why I'm not going to say stop the violence? Because the most violent race in this country, in the history of this world, the most violent race in the world have the most to say about this situation. And it's not black folks. So no, I'm not going to say stop the violence when we have white Americans who or just white people in general, who are the most violent race in the world, putting in their 2 cents on this situation between two black men. That's the issue. You cannot say stop the violence while we have white police officers killing black people. And that just bugs me, because we all want to be pro-black, Black Lives Matter, all this stuff, but we are literally repeating white supremacy talking points. That's not going to work. And we're just going to keep going in that never-ending circle and cycle. And that's just going to lead the conversation. Will shouldn't have smacked Chris. That's violent. Jada shouldn't have laughed, or Chris should have did this. Tony Rock, like that's we just being hypocrites now. Honestly, that's what it all boils down to. We're just being hypocrites. We are.
Big Rob.
I'm all about some violence does help.
Is anyone surprised by that response?
No, not at all.
I'm like this.
Hey, let Big Rob speak. Let Big Rob respond.
You come at me, I'm coming at you two times harder. I'm all about violence. Yeah.
Right.
All right. We don't support violence on this show, guys.
I condone the whole
Come on now.
Thing. No, I don't. Like I said, it could have been handled a little bit different. It wasn't. He slapped him. If Chris Rock is good with it and they cool after that, it is. To me, it's a nothing burger. It happened.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a nothing burger. Well, calling Jada a B and all of that. Nah,
Yeah, that's too much. That's too much.
It's not necessary.
Well,
You know,
9mm says that Will Smith is a sucker.
Yeah.
Jesus Lord.
To me, black women are just mean.
Excuse you?
I'm just saying.
Sir.
Excuse you? I'm gonna need you to be quiet on this one.
Uncle Bob.
I'm about
I
to
will
read
come
you
with
your
you,
rights.
sir.
Okay.
I
Listen
need
to this.
humble ass. Black women are just mean.
That's the biggest problem. People, and this is just a general statement, people will have an issue with one person. I have a disagreement with someone from another race. Now I'm saying everybody from that race. Not all black women have an attitude. Just because. Let me, Big Rob, go and wait. Big Rob, go on and go do it.
I'm just was jiving because I'm married to a beautiful black woman and I have a beautiful princess
Now
daughter.
he doing like they normally do. Now he trying to clean that up. He trying to clean that up, Coco. He trying to clean that up.
She's cleaning it up.
I must be pointing a gun at him or something. Go, clean that up.
Black women are the
Leah be ready to throw them joints now. Don't get it messed up. My daughter be ready to throw them joints. She mean like that.
Big Rob, you better clean. You don't clean that up, but you don't get to make a statement like that and not hear back from us. Coco, what you gotta say?
That brings it back. Like, black women are the most disrespected and the least protected. Like,
That's real.
you can't call
real.
Jada a bitch, but you scream and protect black women. You cannot say this person is this, but protect black women. It's hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy, guys. Like, that's the point of it all.
But see, when it comes to protecting sticks and stones, you can run your mouth all you want. You can sit there and run your mouth all you want to. But if you put your hands on my wife, six will carry you.
Okay, let's not. This is a show. We don't promote that type of
It's a family show.
Come
sir.
on now. I'm gonna need you to get back, Big Rock. Take two steps back. You done been on one today.
Sir.
I'm trying to understand what the
Sir.
hell, Big Rock.
When it comes to the love of my life, ain't nobody gonna put their hands on her. You can forget that part.
Put the Bronx in the box.
Calm it down. All right, this is what I will say, and that's another. Like I said at the beginning,
I'm just saying.
I said at the beginning that this wasn't like everyone has their opinion and has taken a position, and you do have some black men and black women who are on the side of Will Smith because people say black women are saying we're not protected enough, we're the most disrespected. So people have taken that position in all of this as well. So again, I said there's so many talking points with this situation because everyone has their opinion. My thing is, I'm for one tired of everyone saying that all black women have a bad attitude. We don't. I would say, get to know a person.
We're passionate.
You're passionate. Yes, we're passionate. Dang,
Black women are the most educated in this country.
And I'm looking at you sideways. Now I got some attitude. What you go, Big Rob? What? Don't make me come over there. Don't make me come on over there. I'll walk the PA with this bad knee, buddy.
No,
don't play.
Hey, kid, I'll pick you up on the way. I'll drive.
Come on, Coco. Come on and get me. We going out there.
I don't think what Chris Rock said.
We just having a little fun, y'all.
I don't think what Chris Rock said reached a level of violence. I mean, we stand out there and somebody can talk all you want to, but if you touch my wife, if you touch my daughter, listen, now you in a whole nother level of trouble. That's just how I see it. But if you want to stand there and talk about them, go ahead. Run your mouth all you want to. That God gave you that voice. Speak.
I understand that. But at the end of the day, that was another issue. And then it's so many talking points with this, so many different aspects of what he did. What he did triggered so much. It triggered protect black women. It triggered. Oh my God! So much. One slap. Who would have thought one slap would have triggered so much in our community?
It did. That's that opening the can of worms, and that's exactly what he did. And now he's looking back, saying, and I'm quite sure he's saying to himself, man, was it really worth it No, I didn't have to go that route.
But again, like,
I could have handled it in a different way.
it's not gonna. To me, what does it really? What has it done to Will? He's already like what? Far along in his career. He's Will Smith. There's nothing else he has to prove in regards to his career. So it's like it's not going to hurt him in that aspect. And you should only truly care about what your people think, your family, your people think. Not worry about what everybody else is saying, what everybody else thinks. That could be part of the reason why he acted anyway, because of what everybody else has been saying about them over the years. It could have been some of that could have been built up.
Yeah, I mean,
so at the end of the day, I don't feel like this is gonna hurt his career. He what?
Career
already solidified.
I don't
still doing good. I
don't see him getting any more high priced movies anymore. Nothing like that.
And that's fine. Go on and make your own.
He doesn't have to. He really don't. He don't have to.
Make your own movies. Then if that happens, make your own. Create your own.
You take Chris Rock, and the next night he's to a packed house.
Hey, but Chris Rock Spiral, that movie did terrible. And before that, he wasn't in nothing.
Spiral. I didn't even think that it was that bad. I didn't think that movie was that bad.
What movie
before that? So
Spiral. I didn't think it was too bad. Yeah.
It was a Saw movie.
Chris Rock. He may be a comedian, but he got more to lose to Will. Chris before Spiral, he wasn't doing nothing, and he just got lucky with that show.
Yeah,
didn't he do some movie? Wasn't he on some TV show, Boardwalk, or some? Wasn't there some TV show he was doing
for one of them TV shows?
Even though it's still like, if Chris Rock or Will Smith was to never make another movie, TV show again, to me they're still set. So this is something else. It's a little bit deeper than that. Are they ever going to speak again? Maybe they will. Maybe they won't.
Yeah,
I don't care. Honestly, my true opinion on it is I was indifferent. I didn't care that he did it. I didn't care if he didn't do it.
It was supposed to be over after this weekend.
I'm like, I wouldn't have never even known. Hell, I didn't even know the Oscars was on that night. That shows you how much I'm paying attention to that. So my thing is,
I woke up from a nap.
Yeah. At the end of the day, he decided he acted, and he's got to deal with those consequences, whatever that may be. He decided that he was going to defend his wife because he felt like he had to. I don't necessarily agree that he should have smacked him on for millions and billions of people to see, because if somebody was looking for him and looking for evidence, hell, we all got evidence.
You got that wrong. He didn't defend his wife. That was his pride. That wasn't about his wife. That was about his pride.
Again, I don't know. None of us truly know because we're not Will Smith. So whatever the reason was, I'll switch it up. Whatever the reason was, let me finish, Big Rob. Whatever the reason was, he made a decision, and now he's got to suffer the consequences, and that's what it is.
That's all that round table nonsense and all that open marriage nonsense. Built up anger, and that's what that was. That was pride. That had nothing to do with defending his wife. Nothing
and again, and I'll say this again: everybody has their own opinion on this situation, and
Chris Rock should have kicked him in the back of his head.
Yeah, and again, we don't promote violence on this friendly family show.
Nope.
He does.
I'm sorry. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
I'm gonna give you one of those demerits. You know how they give demerits when you in school when you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. He need to be in a true timeout, detention for real. He was late today too. Detention for you, buddy.
I was at the store.
Whatever.
I told you where I was going.
Late arrivals. What they used to do back in the day when you was part of the band and you was late to show up. That's a 50-cent fine, buddy. That's a 50-cent fine. Maybe I need to be a comedian. Coco, what you think? Go and start my little career.
Our damn family is funny, man.
Do you have cash?
50 cent
we're not politically. Hey, our family's funny, but we ain't politically correct. So.
All right, so this is the question I'll ask you guys. Is there
the whole family?
So I'm gonna ask you this question, and we're gonna start from Big Rob and work our way to Funkle Ray to end that topic. Are there any topics off limit to comedians in this day and age, in this era, in this world, this atmosphere we're living in? Big Rob?
I'm gonna tell you just like this. You see what just happened to Dave Chappelle when he was talking about the LGBTQ? You see how they came at them? Right at this stage, comedians have to walk a very fine line of the things they say, because not everybody takes what you say funny anymore. Jokes to a lot of people are not funny anymore. So as far as I see, yeah, you have to watch what you say now.
Coco?
I don't watch comedy specials no more because most of these people ain't really funny. But I think like disabilities, just certain demographics of people and things and issues shouldn't be joked about. Like, you know, you can make a little ha-ha, but you shouldn't make it like, I don't think Chris Rock would like something if somebody made fun of his autism, you know? Like, yeah, just certain things should be off limits. Like, I'm not saying comedy should change completely, but it's just some things, especially now, Gen Z don't play. They'll cancel you in a hot second.
For real.
It is what it is. Like, we are the last of the Mohegans in this world, basically.
Really?
Funkle Ray?
Yeah.
I don't think anything should change myself. I go back to Red Fox. Just leave everything. If it's up to me, I don't think people, the audience, I don't think everybody should be that sensitive about stuff. It's just
that's true, but again, we in a different world.
I understand that. I'm just saying this is my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's what we're just saying. We know
nobody should be that sensitive about it, because I feel like this: if you're sensitive about jokes about disabilities or jokes about whatever comedians talk about, then you should never go to a comedy show.
Oh, I know one thing. Don't sit up in the front row, because you sit in the front row, you inviting somebody to roast you at a comedy show.
Don't go to a comedy. That's
you can't say that, Raymond. You can't say it like that. You know why? You can't
the audience should be able. The audience who buy the tickets and stuff, if they feel that they're that sensitive, they shouldn't go to the show.
Well,
why should that man or woman have to limit their talent to what you want to hear, as opposed to what's coming out of them?
Well, it's not always somebody that's at the place that has disability, but how would you feel if you're dealing with a family member that has that disability and you're you're taking care of this person, and this is the time you get to go out and that person is focusing on this disability, and you have to sit there and listen to that. You're going to have some way about that.
It's fine with me because I'm not thin-skinned.
Well, we don't know that.
Thin-skinned and sensitive like that. So if I know I'm at a comedy show, I'm seeing Dave Chappelle, or I'm seeing Kevin Hart, or I'm seeing Earthquake, or one of them comedians, and they come out and they say the most tasteless joke that you can find, either I'm going to laugh or I'm not. But what I'm not going to do is cry.
But see,
everybody's reaction is different. That's what makes everyone
exactly,
different.
No, exactly.
You may be okay with it, but again, and just like with that situation, maybe she wasn't.
I mean, come on, Raymond, think about it.
Because if you're giving them that pass, that means
this is the part that touched home. I don't mean to bring this up, but I'm going to, because I'm going what he's saying. Now, we watched our mother go through dementia.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of comedian that I'm going to accept stand up there talking about what people go through when they go through dementia? When I had to watch my mother, I'm going to get pissed off about it. That's not being thin-skinned. I'm just like, why would you go in such a sensitive situation when you got millions of people that deal with that? That's what I'm saying. So,
but okay.
Let him finish.
It might hit close to home with you. But the guy next to you, he brought a ticket also, so he didn't have to deal with it. So he can't have the show that the comedian wanted to give because you got problems. But he spent the same amount for his ticket.
Well, that's why you have to be careful what you say, right?
But it goes back to this. If we start making
nobody comes to anybody's workplace and tell them how to do their job.
But
So
you keep
nobody-
hey, Uncle Ray,
you-
Uncle Ray, you keep using the
thin-skinned
workplace
about-
reference, but
If you thin skin
But
about
it's the same-
stuff you said,
Hey, one at a time. Finish
You
that
should-
you
up.
keep using the workplace
you
reference.
should
but
remove
at the
yourself
same
from
thing-
it, as opposed to that person have to adjust to you.
But you keep
Because
using the
when it
workplace
all comes
reference.
down to it,
So-
something might bother you, something might bother Kia, something might bother Nicole, and then when it all comes down to it, the comedian ain't got nothing to say because all y'all got different things that bother y'all. So now
Uncle Ray,
I gotta adjust
let me
to
give
each
you
and
this
every one of
scenario.
y'all because y'all in the crowd. So I can't say this. I can't talk about that. I can't talk about green shoes. I can't talk about this because y'all, these are certain things that y'all don't like. And rather than doing that, it's up to y'all as the individual go, I'm not going to go see this guy. Whatever
So
happened to
let
that.
me
I'm
give you
gonna
this,
keep
Uncle Ray.
$100 in my pocket and I'm going to go maybe see Tina Turner on Broadway.
All right, Coco.
I got a scenario. Let me give you this. So you keep bringing up the workplace. So in every workplace in America, sexual assault and harassment is illegal. You can't do it.
Right.
So so if a comedian was to go up there and make a sexual assault joke, is that okay?
Yes.
Because and I didn't get assaulted, but the person next to me did, and they're offended. Is that okay?
Yes.
Or if they're at work and somebody else, I see somebody else get sexually assaulted and it's not me, and they feel some way about it, is that okay?
Yes.
Well, again, it's one of those. Hey, okay. Let me speak.
Let me tell you why.
Let me speak. Hey, again, it is one of those things where people, if you don't like comedy, maybe don't go to a comedy show because
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
you know that somebody. Again, if I went to a comedy show, I would be all the way in the back to where they couldn't even see me. I'm pretty much outside because you know if you in there, you gonna get roasted. But at the end of the day, we can't tell people how to feel and how to react. When it comes to situations, you may not be sensitive, and I will never say someone is thin-skinned because they react a certain way about something that they've dealt with, because we've all dealt with some things, and I may react crazy if somebody talks about people with concussions. They say something because I dealt with one recently. I may feel some type of way. I won't, but again, we can't tell people how to react and feel about things. And again,
Yes,
it goes back to this Will Smith thing. What?
You bumped your head, didn't you?
Yeah, you know that.
She always falling, man.
Exactly.
Really? I don't like none of y'all. Y'all know it was the damn braces on the feet. I can't mess with y'all. I don't like none of y'all. That's why you don't go live with family. Damn it.
No, but y'all see what happened to Dave Chappelle, right? You see what he did when he started talking about the LGBTQ. You see how they come after. See, when you get caught in that position there, these groups will attack you. So
That's just the way of it is now.
It's the way of the world now. It's the
I'm
way.
not
Get
saying
about
anything
that
about
whole
the way
thing
it
about
is. I'm just saying the way that it should be.
All right.
Anybody should be able to do their job the way they do
The
it.
only person that
True.
did a job that never got up there and discussed anything about ailments and things like that, and not to be mentioned him, was Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby would do a whole thing about his people, his family, his jokes, and it was never any cussing or talking about cancer or ailments and things like that. He didn't do those kind of jokes, and he would do a great show. Nowadays, these comedians, they can't do that. They can't do that. They got to text about. They got to talk about sex and this and that. That's the only way they can get laughs. Not to, like I said, not to be putting Bill Cosby on the pedestal, but I'm going to. Why? Because if you listen to every one of his shows, you never hear cussing. You never hear him talking about ailments. You never hear him talk about things like that.
You heard what you just said, right? You said that these comedians put these jokes and people laugh, right?
Who said that?
Just because you're one individual in the audience that disagreed with a joke, other people who also purchased a ticket, and some people even pay more than the ticket that you paid for, is laughing. So he should adjust his joke for you.
I bet you. Yes.
Guy who may have spent $100 or $200 for a ticket, but then you got the guys who spent $1,000 for a ticket who are laughing.
I guarantee you this much. after that slap Chris Rock adjust his jokes.
Well, that's
True.
that's not the point that we're making here. The point that we're making here.
And I guarantee you this much: Dave Chappelle.
Nobody that unless it's your boss.
Raymond, Dave Chappelle didn't get
Nobody
slapped.
should be able to tell you how to do your job unless it's the person signing your check.
But they did. And the thing is this, the people that sign the checks are the ones that pay for the tickets. But how about this? Dave Chappelle changed his jokes.
No, he didn't.
And nobody slapped him.
But yeah, guess what? Netflix signed him for another freaking 10 years. Are you kidding me?
But he changed his jokes.
And he
Not
apologized.
with nothing new yet.
Yeah.
He ain't come with nothing new yet. Since that, with the LGBTQ community, okay, once he got into them with them, he went silent for what, 6 months? And now they re-signed him for 10 years.
Yes, but like I said, you're missing the
point now.
You're still missing
So
the
Dave
point.
Chappelle's gonna be Dave Chappelle.
No, he's not.
Hey,
Hey, one at a time, y'all. Come on now.
I get.
He's
Like,
not going to talk about the things that he said no more. Guarantee you that much.
we gotta wait until his thing comes. Because remember, Dave Chappelle is the one who walked away from $50 million from Comedy Central. So I don't think the money.
They were being racist.
That was a little deeper. That was a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
They wanted him to make
That was just a whole nother
That was
situation.
because they was messing with his art.
No,
He
they
walked
wanted
away
him to
from it
make
because
more
they
black
wanted him
jokes.
to do his jokes their way, and he wanted to do it his way. So he walked away from it. And people
Okay.
thought,
And that's cool, but just like with what
That had
Big
to do
Rob
with
was
racism
saying,
with
what Big Rob was saying, that with Dave Chappelle, he adjusted his jokes. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you are changing who you are and how you do your comedy, but he made a slight adjustment because I guess he offended some people.
He offended people.
So he made that
That
adjustment.
shut him down.
And the biggest thing is look where
That's the
we're
thing.
at. Look at the climate we're in. You can't just say anything today and expect a whole million screenshots, videos, etc. People
'cause people
calling
be
your
with the
job trying to
quickness.
get you canceled.
fired
And
fired,
yeah.
yep.
So we're in a different era. We're in a different
yeah.
world. The climate is different. You can't just say what you want and not expect people to not come after you. That's just what it is today.
And
It's
just like I was saying
unfortunate,
before
but that's
we went
what it
live,
is.
that
but you don't think, you don't feel that if I'm the old school style comedian, if I'm like Richard Pryor or Red Fox, I'm the old school style comedian, right? Should I change my style or should you not buy a ticket?
No, you're going to change your style.
change your style.
With
Okay.
social, all right, everybody. Hey,
Hold on,
one at a
wait. Can I
time.
say something real quick?
Go on,
Not-
Coco.
The question that I just
Correct.
asked. And
All right,
I-
that's what Coco was about to answer that question for you. Coco, answer that
Yeah,
question
I
for
am.
her.
But I'm not changing my style. So why don't you just like not buy a ticket?
All right. Hey, let Coco answer your question. Coco about to respond to you. Coco.
If I don't buy tickets, it ain't gonna affect my pockets. It's gonna affect your pockets. You ain't gonna be making money. That's one. Two, Uncle Ray, this is not our time anymore. This is Gen Z's time. This is their generation. This is their future. This is what they're doing for them. So if they get offended from something, a group gets offended from something with comedy, that's just what it is now. Our time, the 90s, that came and went. We are, like Kia said, we are in a different climate. We can't just say anything we want anymore because people are calling jobs. People are quick with the screenshots. People are
That's
screen
right.
reporting. These kids,
That's right.
kids are quick. Before you can even delete it, they got it in their phone saved and sending it out.
Okay,
Yeah.
now
Let her finish. Let her finish her statement.
Lost ticket sales. There hasn't been any comedian. People like comedy, and people are always going to go see comedians, no matter what. There hasn't been a comedian yet that's been where, okay, they stopped coming to my show. I gotta readjust. We haven't seen that to this point.
Yeah,
They
but how
know
many?
selling tickets as
think
hey,
I don't think
they're all
because
going on
one person
Netflix.
can buy a ticket. Guess what? There's gonna be somebody who wanted a ticket, who didn't get a ticket, that's going to buy that ticket just the same.
Yeah. At the end of the day, if they want to cancel you, they will. Let's just think
people
about it like
are watching
this.
It on Netflix, Hulu. Comedy shows are going digital now, so
Yeah.
you're not even really sitting in a room with people no more. So
That's
like
true.
I said, everything's changing. People can sit in their house and watch a comedy special on a 55, 60-inch TV. They don't have to go to the store and buy tickets or
That's right.
the theater to buy tickets.
That's right.
So you can't even use that anymore because that's not how the society is anymore. Everything is different. Everything is digital. Hell, you can watch a freaking movie that's in theaters right now in the comfort of your own home for free.
That's true.
I understand the hypotheticals that you're making.
It's not hypothetical.
But if you can show me, listen, present day, if you can show me one comedian who adjusted their jokes or who ticket sales wasn't up for because people got offended.
Okay, here's what I'll say back. Listen to this.
Chris Rock is still the same. Dave Chappelle is still the same.
We don't know what he is after this. We'll have to see.
Everybody, you haven't heard of any comedian show not being.
Hey, one at a time.
And Kevin Hart. Chris Rock is not doing numbers like he used to. That's cap.
And that could just be because maybe he's just really not that funny. I've never really found him that funny.
And he's never doing.
That's y'all generation. That's y'all's generation who's big on Chris Rock. That's y'all's generation.
He was doing movies.
All right, so listen to this.
The only two comedians is Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart because he got his movies and his specials, and Dave Chappelle because he's on Netflix. Chris Rock ain't getting no Netflix specials.
I don't feel like
ain't getting no Netflix specials. These people, they not doing that.
He's been doing movies.
All right. Here, let me answer your question.
He hasn't been canceled. Nobody, it's not because he was getting low ticket sales or anything.
All right, let me answer the question. Hey.
Going down for $8 grand a pop.
Hey, all right, let me answer the question. So listen to this.
Where'd he go?
I'm not sure. He got knocked out. So all right. So he said that this is what it's not really like a question or anything, but it's like more like a question. So he said that comedians aren't changing. What comedian has changed their style based on backlash? This is a question for everyone. Do you think that if Eddie Murphy today was still doing stand-up, he would be talking about the things he was talking about when he did Dangerous? Was it Delirious?
Nope.
Hell to the no.
Nope.
Hell to the no.
He already apologized for that.
I think Eddie Murphy is too established.
No, I'm not. It's not about being established. It's not saying that they're gonna cancel. Look, I'm not saying that his career is gonna be canceled. Let me finish.
He's not gonna change anything. He's not gonna have to change.
Okay, but the thing is, even if he's
already.
Listen, y'all. Even if he's established, regardless, if he still wants to go out here and do stand up, he's not going to be saying the things he was saying in Delirious.
Not at all.
It's not like I went back a few years ago and I watched it. I was like, damn, really, Eddie? He's not going to do that, and not because he's not established. It's just because you cannot do the things he was saying back then. He can't say that now.
Nope.
He simply cannot. So he would make an adjustment. It's not saying he's going to quit being a comedian.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to change with the times. That's like anything. You change with the times. You may have to approach differently.
I can see, but I'm going to go on record. Because we can come back to this topic in a year to come or whatever. I believe y'all wrong with this. I don't think comedy is going to change.
I don't think we're saying we're not saying comedy is going to change. We're
just
saying
that
let me say it. Yeah, go Coco. You say, all right, Coco says
the
material.
The material is going to change, not the comedy.
Yeah, all right. So what I'm saying is
right now, man.
Yeah, we're not saying that
comedy
is going to change totally, but you will make some adjustments. Even at the dude on Spotify, I can't remember his name. The one that got all the backlash. Him. I bet you he won't come out his mouth and say anything like that again. And I don't even know what was he even disciplined for that? No.
No. He's still
But I bet you he ain't gonna come out his mouth and say that again.
I know who you talking about because I don't watch Spot. I don't have Spot.
I bet you he will. He's gonna approach that differently. He won't do it again. You gotta adjust.
Dave Chappelle won't say what he said again.
Yeah, they've changed. Not saying that your style has changed. I'm not gonna be a comedian anymore, but you maybe thought at the time something was funny. Now you're like Coco said, I'm being more mindful of what I say because it may offend somebody. Everybody, I don't care what anyone says. You could be thick skin, thin skin. Everybody has been offended by something at one point in life.
And you not going to get, ain't no comedian.
We're human.
Stage and talk down about women like they used to no more.
No.
That's
hell to the no. They sure won't. And again, with Eddie, I said, I'm telling you, I went back and I'm like, whoa. He wouldn't dare get up on the stage and say anything for a lot of reasons.
I don't. When you say adjust, y'all gotta excuse me. I gotta get up for a second. But I don't understand what y'all mean by adjust.
Okay, this is what I mean by adjust. I don't mean that. Okay, so say he wants to talk about women with alopecia. He's not. He may not. He may switch it up and talk about something else. Certain topics now you are going to have to be careful speaking on because you may offend a community of people. It's not just one person you're offended. If I say something about something, I'm not just offending one. Can you let me finish? Let me finish. I'm trying to answer your question. I'm not just offending one person. I'm offending a community. Like, Big Rob got the Lupus Strong shirt on. If I make a tasteless joke about someone with lupus, it's not just that one person. It's the whole community. It's a community of people. And they're going to come for you. And you're going to make the adjustment, or you're going to be dealing with backlash until you retire. So I'm not saying that you got to stop being a comedian, but if you say something again like with lupus and it's just disrespectful, the whole community is coming for you and you're going to change. Otherwise, they're going to keep coming for you.
Okay, so
all right, let Big Rob speak.
As a comedian, I can't talk about lupus. I can't talk about one leg because this one has one leg. I can't talk about alopecia. I can't. You just canceled my whole show. No,
no, I don't think that.
If that's all you have, if that's all they have as comedians, then that means they're trash.
No, it don't have to be that.
Talking about disabilities, if that's the only thing you got, then you damn sure need to retire.
It's not about that's all you have. It's about every single person is sensitive to something else. So I'm sitting in a arena of 25,000 people. Mm-hmm. I got 25,000 jokes that I can't say because everybody in here is sensitive to something else. So my show is what? What am I talking about?
Well, better go back to the drawing board and get some new material. I guess that's what people saying.
If you got to attack the defense,
I can't write for this person. I can't write jokes because this person might laugh at. The person who don't want me to write about lupus might laugh at the jokes I write about somebody who's crippled. The one who write about somebody who's crippled might laugh at the jokes I write about somebody with lupus. The one who laugh at the one guy with one arm may laugh at the person with one leg.
Not necessarily. I don't have to have a certain. I don't have alopecia, but I wasn't laughing about it. I'm not a Chris Rock fan, but I didn't laugh at it. So just because I'm not dealing, let me finish. Just because I'm not dealing with a situation doesn't mean I don't understand when it's disrespectful. I still can have empathy for those.
Okay,
for those
but this is the perfect example. You didn't laugh at it, right? But Will Smith laughed at it.
He wasn't
again.
He was laughing.
So guess what? Even though he ended up slapping him because of his wife's how she reacted, but Will Smith laughed at that. So that's showing you exactly what I'm saying. If I write a joke about one thing, then it might make somebody else laugh. You might be sensitive to it. So that means I got to scratch that joke out because you're sensitive to it, but it made somebody else laugh.
So in other words, what we're saying is that Bill Cosby is the greatest stand-up comedian of all time.
All time, right? Because he didn't have to attack the defenseless to make a joke.
And he didn't have to add one curse to his entire stand-up. So in other words, we're saying he's the greatest of all times.
I guess not. But anyways, y'all, we're gonna get ready.
Then who would you classify better than a man who can get up, do an entire show
without attacking anybody,
not talk about ailments, not curse an entire show? Tell me what comedian does that.
Awesome. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in next weekend. We got a great show for you next week. Thank you, Coco, for tuning in. Big Rob, don't be late again, and you better
just like old school rappers.
Better watch it.
Describing those guys would get on the stage, do a whole segment, do an album, not a curse, and the album be great.
Nowadays, right. You got the juice. Y'all got the juice from back in the day, and I don't think Kevin Hart's funny, so I just don't. And with that, we're gonna end the show. Y'all have a great weekend. Peace.
Peace.